What brings me to this show today is just my background with a lot of the IFB movement and the cult style upbringing that I had, as well as the abuse that came along with that environment. Unfortunately, there was a lot of manipulation with what was going on. I grew up in Japan all of my life until I was 17, and then I moved to the States. And my parents were there under the guise of missionaries. They did have somewhat of a ministry until I was about 15. And once I became a teenager, things started happening with local communities they were working with. And they learned how to really trick the system where they didn't have to do little, they did little to no mission work.
Mm.
And they were still continuing to collect that money from sponsoring churches in the US. And so that was my upbringing. There was also a lot of sexual abuse that happened within the church. My mom was my sex trafficker, and I was trafficked out to our church pianist when I was 9 till I was about almost 14. So that's my upbringing with that. I do identify as Christian now. My faith that I identify with is different than what I grew up with. I would like to say I'm a little bit more of a free thinker. I don't practice a lot of the same things that I used to. There's been a lot of deconstruction that's happened on my end. A lot of things that I've had to challenge that I thought were okay at one point, and having to really hold myself accountable for those behaviors. So that's been my upbringing and kind of where I'm
Wow.
at today, and why I'm so passionate about talking about these types of things.